Welcome to our lesson on the linguistic and extralinguistic issues of translation. I'm Turdiyeva Nilufar Yokubovna, an Associated Professor of the Department of Translation Theory and Practice. And today we will explore the complexities of translating texts across languages and cultures. Translation is more than just words. It's about carrying meaning, context, and culture from one language to another. So let's dive in. What is translation? Let's start with the basics. Translation is the process of converting text from a source language to a target language. While preserving meaning, it's essential for communication across cultures, whether in literature, business, or technology. However, translation isn't straightforward. It involves linguistic and extralinguistic challenges. Linguistic issues relate to language structures like vocabulary and grammar, while extralinguistic issues involve cultural and contextual factors. For instance, the English word actual might seem similar to the Spanish actual, but in Uzbek, actual translates to current, showing how word meaning differs from across languages. Linguistic issues in translation. Let's explore linguistic issues first. These arise from differences in vocabulary, grammar, and phonetics. For example, word order varies. English uses subject, verb, object, like I eat apple, while Japanese follows subject, object, verb, translating to I apple eat. Grammar also poses challenges. English has 12 tenses, but Mandarin Chinese relies on adverbs for time, making tense translation tricky. For example, consider the word Shakespeare. In Uzbek, it's adapted phonetically as Shakespeare to match pronunciation norms. These are three main types of linguistic issues. The first is lexical issues. Words may lack direct equivalents, like the Japanese concept wabi-sabi, which reflects the beauty of imperfection. The second is grammatical issues. Differences in sentence structure or voice, like English passive. The book was written by the author versus Korean active. The author wrote the book. And the third one is phonetic issues. Sounds like don't exist in the target language, requiring adaptation. So, extralinguistic issues in translation. Now let's move to extralinguistic issues, which involve cultural and contextual factors. Cultural references like idioms can be taught to translate. For example, the English idiom kick the bucket, meaning to die, might confuse audiences if translated literally. In Uzbek, it could be mistaken as to quite, missing the death connotation. For example, another case is to kill two birds with one stone. In Uzbek, the literal translation is bir tosh bilan ikkita qushni o'ldirish, but the meaning needs cultural adaptation to make sense. Context also matters. Translating freedom into Uzbek could mean erkinlik or ozodlik, depending on whether it's personal or societal freedom. Cultural practices like a Japanese bento, lunchbox, may need explanation in cultures where it's unfamiliar. So, how do translators tackle these challenges? Here are key strategies. The first one is paraphrasing. Explain concepts without direct equivalents, like translating the Danish Hygiene as a cozy, comfortable mood. The second one is adaptation. Replace cultural references with equivalents, like using "it's raining pictures" in Spanish for raining cats and dogs. The next one is borrowing. Use the source word directly, like croissant in English from French. Add footnotes. Add explanations for cultural or historical references to maintain clarity. For example, for idioms, take a piece of cake, meaning easy. In Uzbek, it's translated as oson ish, a culturally equivalent phrase. So the role of translator. Translators are more than linguists. They are cultural mediators. They balance faithfulness to the source text with adaptation to the target culture. This involves ethical responsibility to respect both cultures while ensuring the message resonates. For example, in legal translation, precision is key, like translating contract to shartnoma in Uzbek. In marketing, adaptation matters, like rendering bestseller as "eng yaxshi sotuvchi" to appeal to Uzbek audience. So, and in conclusion, to wrap up, translation is a complex balance of linguistic accuracy and cultural sensitivity. By understanding linguistic and extralinguistic issues, translators bridge communication gaps across cultures. Let's discuss. Here are some questions for you for discussing. How would you handle translating an idiom like raining cats and dogs into your native language? What challenges have you faced with cultural references in translation? Thank you for joining this lesson. For further reading, check out the works by Newmark, Baker, and Nidar listed in the references, and stay curious and keep exploring the art of translation. Bye.